Welcome back to the Ray Infinity Show podcast. I'm your host, Ray, aka Mr. Ray Infinity, and today I'm going to be doing an episode that I've been wanting to do for a little bit. It's going to be about whether or not the moon landing was fake or not. And from what you guys can tell, I actually believe it's fake. But before I get right into talking about that, I want to let you guys know in my last episode where I had Adam Francisco on my podcast, I said that the next episode of the podcast will be about interviewing a real estate agent, a real estate broker I met from Dallas, Texas. Well, due to scheduling things, I had to delay the episode. The episode will still happen, but it's just delayed. We had things came up. I can't reveal what that is, but things came up, and so we had to delay it. But the episode will still happen. All right. Today we are going to start talking about the moon landing, whether or not it was fake or not, because as you guys know, that the official story of the moon landing was Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins went to the moon in 1969, and only Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon, and Michael Collins, he didn't go on the moon. He was still up in the module, I believe. He was still up there in the aircraft, I believe. And basically, you obviously know the famous words that Neil Armstrong said: "One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." And basically, we got to where we are now. But in my opinion, it was fake because there's so much weird stuff connected to the moon landing. There's been fake photos, fake video, cryptic speeches, the press conference, a lot of things. And also a few other things to note to it is really no country has come in second place to the US. I love my country, but even I know the US lies a lot. But no other country has come in second place. No other country's space program caught up to 1969. Another big one, a good one, I believe, is that every time we landed on the moon was under the Nixon administration. And Richard Nixon, is the most deceptive president we've ever had in this country, by far, and it's not even close. It is not even close. And I believe there were 7 missions, I believe 7 missions, and 6 of them were successful. Apollo 13 was the one where they didn't make it to the moon. They had to turn around. That was that big movie with Tom Hanks. Yeah, it was that big movie with Tom Hanks, which I love that movie as a kid. I grew up watching it. My father showed me it. I love the movie, but as I got older now, I realized this. Yeah. And for years and years, I've been a moon believer. I have been ever since I was a little kid. One of the things that I wanted to do as a kid, one of my dreams was actually to be an astronaut and land on the moon. And yeah, as I got older, I remember as a kid being taught in school about the moon landing, Neil Armstrong, and all this kind of stuff, and basically they were heroes and stuff like that. And yeah, they really weren't heroes. I wouldn't necessarily say you can call them crooks or anything like that, I don't think you can. I think they were just doing their job and just all the astronauts, in my opinion, I think they were just paid. They're just paid to do it. Clearly, for instance, and every mission had different astronauts. I don't know how much the astronauts from Apollo 11 got paid, but I believe it was less than $100K. I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe that's what it was. And I can imagine Neil Armstrong afterwards was after the mission, he was getting bitches all the time, going to partying out, drinking, stuff like that. And then when it came to have another moon mission, he wanted to up the price. He wanted a lot more money. And I guess that they decided, nope, we can't do with that. So we had to go with other astronauts. And so, yeah. And here's another thing that I wanted. Here's something that I wanted to show you. Like the press conference from when they got back to the moon. Like it's fucking weird. Like they look super depressed. They look super deceptive, and they look incredibly sad, and like they're fidgety, and like it looks like these assholes. Well, okay. I can't. I'm not going to say that. That's probably not the best too. But these people, they look like they're hiding something. Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. I'm gonna try to get back to this. Let's see. All right, here we go. Here's the press conference from after the moon landing. It was, I believe, a few weeks later, but still, it was after it. Just listen to it. Yeah. They just went to the moon and they look like they just saw a murder. Yeah. If I went to the moon and came back, I would be all happy and stuff like that, excited, like ha 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 ha. Ha. They look super depressed, super deceptive. Like I don't know what's going on right here. Like that was Neil Armstrong talking. Like he was like being very careful with his words, like trying to carefully word them. Like yeah, you see, yeah. And like this speech, like as creepy as it is, it's nothing compared to the speech that Neil Armstrong gave 25 years after the moon landing. He did it at the White House. Like I'm gonna show you that video right here. It's weird. Like right here it is, right here. Right here. My mistake. I'm gonna finish this right here. All right, it's right here. Hmm. Yeah, like to be fair, but before I get into that, anytime you add that Wonka music, it looks super and creepy. Like, but giving a speech about hiding truths, like truths protective layers, like truths beneath truths protective layers, like yeah, and like it's fucking well. I gotta watch my language because yeah, I have a potty mouth, but yeah, for this I have to watch my language. Like why are you giving this incredibly creepy remark? Like one of the theories I heard is that well they didn't go to the moon, but what the speech is really about secretly trying to word it is he's hoping that these people will figure out a way how to go to the moon. It's possible, but I would not 100% agree with that. I mean, yeah. But like getting back to like the moon landing footage, like here's something about the footage that people don't understand is like back in the day back in those days in the 60s and 70s when you were at the airport they wouldn't let you take your film through the x-ray machine. They wouldn't because the radiation from the machine would destroy your film. Like it would mess it up completely. Like that's it would have like weird like spots and dots all over it. Like you wouldn't be able to use it. That's why they wouldn't let you. But how do they have these perfectly good footage, like these perfectly good videos and images from the moon, like when it's surrounded by the Van Allen radiation belts, and Okay, like that doesn't make any sense. And then on top of that, like there's a lot of footage of guys that it looks like astronauts are being yanked up by wires or jumping on trampolines, like and like the part where they were like getting yanked up by wires. Like there's footage of the astronauts like falling forward completely on their face, and then all of a sudden just being yanked back up like nothing. That they're like light as air. Like I want to show you guys that footage right here. It's real quick, but I want to show you this right here. Yeah, right here. I can't play the audio from this video, but yeah, Joe Rogan posted this. I want to show you guys it. Yeah, just listen right here. See, this is the astronaut right here, the two astronauts, and watch. Right here. This is Apollo 16. Watch here. He's struggling to get up. Struggling, and he just gets up. He just gets up. How? You can't do that's impossible. How's he getting up? How's he getting up? Like, no. Like it's not real. Like, how are you able to do that? You can't defy physics. You can't. Yeah. Or even the funnier footage, looks like this astronaut is jumping up on a trampoline. Like here, Joe Rogan showed this video too, but yeah, they took that video down. But in this episode, he was just reviewing that footage, and so yeah, this is where it is. Like, look, it's real quick right here. Just take a look. This is the astronaut. He's clearly jumping on a trampoline, and he looks like he's being dangled by wires as he's moving. And like, watch here. See, he's jumping on a trampoline. The way he's landing is forward down, like just not comes down, and he's being dangled. Look, he looks like he's being dangled, and he can't even see his feet. They're being hidden from the lunar module by the lunar module, and the way the camera's angled, you can't see him through that either. No. Yeah. Or like another thing that a lot of people haven't realized, like there was that big photo like from Michael Collins from Gemini 15, I believe it was. And basically, like they tried to pass the photo off as his spacewalk, but if you look at the photo, it's just a photo from one of the test runs that they tried, and all they did was they just flipped the photo around and they just blacked out the background, and they tried to pass it along as real. Like right here, look, take a look. That's not, you see, clearly. Here's the test run from back here. Clearly, you can tell, and this is the photo that they tried to pass off as a real spacewalk. But literally, all it is, he's just flipped around and they just blocked out the background. Yeah, he just switch this photo around, and it matches perfectly with this photo. Yeah, so yeah, or like even like everyone knows the famous like flag wave. Everyone knows about the flag waving when it's also in the vacuum of space. And NASA has said repeatedly beforehand that the reason that the flag was moving, well, because like at the top of it, it had like a wooden piece, so it would hold it together. But they said the reason it was moving because it was moving when they were putting it in the ground, and like because it's in the side of vacuum, it would just keep moving forever, endlessly. But if you look right here close, like the flag is moving like the wind is blowing it. It looks like maybe I think looks like a fan is they have the fan on because it got too hot in there and it just blew right into it, like right here. Pay close attention. There it is. It's moving. It's moving. You see, it's moving. It's moving right there. And it's still moving. It's like a fan is moving it. There's no way that should be happening. There's no way that should be happening. That's impossible. Yeah. And like here's what I hear, and like also another thing. They locked the original footage from the moon landing, they recorded over it. Like from Apollo 11, right when the astronauts landed on the moon, when Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin went on the moon, like that footage, they recorded all over it. They recorded it because they had a shortage of magnetic tape. How much of a shortage of magnetic tape do you have to record over that freaking moon landing? Like the supposedly the greatest thing that man has ever done walking on the moon. You recorded over the original footage. I find that hard to believe. Also, they lost the telemetry data. They don't know where it is, and basically that was the ones and zeros that showed every step of the way the lunar module made towards the moon. They lost it. No one knows where it is. I find it hard that you lose stuff like that or record over the original footage. Like there are episodes of Seinfeld that are being guarded in a vault somewhere in California, and yeah, I don't buy that. Also, yeah. Also, why I believe the moon landing was fake. Here is why. There was a space race between between the U.S. and Russia back in the '60s and '70s, and basically, it was to show military superiority because, like, if your technology was superior, you had the stronger military, and you looked better than the other side. And basically, what I believe is that they realized that they couldn't get to the moon. So what they had to do was they had to fake it in order to look like they did it. So they would look superior over Russia. And like that part about not being, they realized they couldn't get to the moon. Here's another interesting story about the moon landing. Werner von Braun was a freaking Nazi. He's a proven Nazi. Werner von Braun, the guy who was the head of NASA, he was a Nazi, a full-on Nazi. And when I mean a full-on Nazi, I mean like good friends with Hitler kind of Nazi. Like he had a rocket factory in Berlin. Basically, like at his rocket factory, every day he would hang the 5 slowest Jews in front of the factory in Berlin, basically to entice like all the Jews to work harder. Like this is what happens if you work slowly. So he wanted them to work harder every day. Like the guy was like they've said that if Werner von Braun was alive today, they would prosecute him for crimes against humanity. Like this guy was one of the most sick people that you've ever imagined, and we put him as the head of NASA. And like Werner von Braun, he was brought over from Operation Paperclip, which Operation Paperclip, to people who don't know what it is, was that after Germany fell in World War II, we brought over all the Nazi scientists from Germany and brought them secretly over to the U.S. Like Russia, they got some, but we got most of them. It was allegedly 1,400, but it could be more, possibly. And the reason we did it was because, if we didn't get them, the Russians would have. Which I understand it because, if we had let the Russians get them, like things would have gone really bad, really bad. But like when you look at this, when you have like a sick person as the head of NASA, you raise a lot of questions about it. And not just Werner von Braun, there were a few other Nazis that were put in at the head of NASA, but Werner von Braun was the top one. And Werner von Braun, he even said himself that he doesn't even know if it's possible. He doesn't even know if it's possible to get to the moon. He said multiple times over and over that he does not even know if it was even possible to get to the moon. Yeah. Yeah. And back to the other part about the astronauts. Yeah, I believe what was his name? Bart Zeebrel. I don't know. I believe that's what his name was. He was a guy that was absolutely convinced that the moon landing was fake. He thought there was a space race between Russia and the U.S., just like I said, and basically like they were trying to show military superiority. And like what happened was he was so absolutely convinced it was fake that what he did was he literally went around with Bibles and trying to get the astronauts who had landed on the moon to swear on the Bible that they walked on the surface of the moon. He did it with multiple ones. I believe Neil Armstrong was one of them. But the most famous one he did was with Buzz Aldrin. And he was calling Buzz a liar and a crook, and Buzz literally punched him in the face. To be fair about that, he was kind of harassing Buzz. Like I wouldn't have harassed him, but I would have asked him why, whether or not he went on the moon. I would have literally tried to convince him, but I would not harass him, though. And I believe that's what his name was. He tried to press charges against Buzz, but the police told him to go F off. And so, yeah, like, who knows what happened there? Who know? I don't even know anything what's going on with the guy today. I don't know. And like another thing about all this footage being fake, like there is absolute fake footage from the Russians. The footage of Yuri Gagarin, who actually they say is the first guy to go up into space to circle the Earth, like the footage of him doing that is fake as hell. Like it's completely fake. Like he's in this tiny little compartment and they got enough room in there for a camera and lights. No, you'll never convince me. Like, he did shoot into space. He really did do it, but the footage was fake. Like, clearly, here's the footage right here. I'm going to show you guys right here. Here it is, right here. Dun, 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 dun. Right here. There he is right there. There he is right there. Where is it? I'm on right down here. See, it's completely small. It's small. There's not enough room in there for a camera. We're going to get to this part. It's right here. Right here. Like, look at wait, is that right here? No, is this the right part? No, this is the right part right here. Look at the photo. Shadow to the left, shadow to the right. There's lights in front of them. And then you got a camera in there. And it's a small compartment. No! It's fake. Like, I believe he did shoot into space. I believe he really did that. But this footage is clearly fake. I think the reason they did it was because, like, there's no way they could have gotten this footage in space. So what they did was they shot him into space, but when he came back or beforehand, they just shot this footage. Like, yeah. Like, and also another thing that back in 69 or 70 or somewhere around that, like the NASA gave a fake moon rock to the Prime Minister of Holland. They gave a moon rock to the Prime Minister of Holland, and they examined it years later, and it turned out to be petrified wood. Like right here, this is a proven fact. Holland on a plaque with Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins, and they examined it years later, and it turned out to be petrified wood. So, yeah. Or even other creepy stories, Michael Collins. He never actually got into space. Landed on the surface of the moon. I take it. He never landed on the surface of the moon. He stayed up in the orbiter, I believe. And he was asked in the press conference if he saw what he thought about the stars, and he said that he never saw any stars. And then years later, when he wrote his book, he said that the stars were looked beautiful. Do you really expect me to believe that? Believe you were in space? No, you didn't. And probably one of the biggest things that you could even imagine, the biggest part of it, was that Bill Clinton, in his book, a book called My Life, he said that back in the day, he spoke to I forgot, it was years beforehand, that he spoke to a carpenter about the moon landing, and the carpenter said he thought it was fake and that those Hollywood people could fake anything. And he said that he thought he was crazy back then. But then he said in the book that after 8 years in the White House, he thought that guy may have been ahead of his time. That is Bill Clinton, the president who was the president of the United States of America. The president of the United States of America saying that he thought it was possible that the moon landing was fake. Why'd you put that in a book? How? How are you putting that in a book? You're exposing yourselves. Like, you're incredibly stupid right here. Yeah, I don't know. And like, yeah, and also like there's also a lot of videos of the moon landings of like on the space where like it looks like the cameras move in when they probably shouldn't be. So it looks like a guy is holding the camera right there and just going along with it. Or when it looks like they're just jumping up and partying up there, like a lot of footage looks like they're just jumping up and partying up there in space, like just jumping forward, jumping up, jumping backwards, and stuff like that. Wait. Sorry, I got hiccups right now. But like your suits can rip. If they rip, you die. So you just jumping around up there partying, which could tear your suits apart. Yeah, I find that hard to believe. And so, yeah, like I don't know. Yeah. I believe the moon landing was fake. I love my country. I love America, but even I have to admit it was fake. And like all countries lie a lot. They all do. But like America, we lied. We lied the best, and I'm actually kind of proud of that. I am. I don't like that. I believe we fake going to the moon landing, going to the moon. But yeah. Also, like but yeah, that's true. That except outside those moon landings, those moon missions, the Apollo missions, no human has been outside of 400 miles of the Earth's surface. Has been 400 miles outside of 400 miles away. Like all those like satellite missions and stuff like that. That's all done within 400 miles. Like no mission before has since 1969 and 1972 has gone more than 400 miles away from the surface. I could be wrong, but I believe it's 25,000 miles away. So I'll have to recheck that. Again, I'm probably wrong on that, but I'll check again that it was that far away. And like I think a lot of shady stuff has happened. Like to say that there's nothing weird connecting to the moon landings, like it's pretty stupid. Or like back to where about the radiation belts, like you couldn't get footage. A lot of people say, well, those cameras were insulated. You could have got they were protected. No, they weren't. They confirmed. I believe it was Hasselbeck said that they were the exact same cameras. They had nothing special to them. So we couldn't get our footage through at the X-ray machines at the airport, but you can get perfectly good video from the moon. Yeah. Or like the fact that we've never gone back to the moon. Like we have our technology today is far superior from when it was back then. We can easily go back to the moon again. So why aren't we doing that? Yeah. Like I believe all these Mars rover missions are real. I believe that, but the idea that a man has walked on the surface of the moon, I believe isn't real. I do not believe it's real. I used to believe that the moon landing was 100% real. I used to fully believe that, and I talked about it with my father a lot when I was a kid about the moon landings and stuff. And yeah, I love the moon landing stuff and just watching all the footage and stuff. And then as I got older, I started listening to people like Joe Rogan, Eddie Bravo, and stuff like that. Yeah, I believe it was fake. Yeah, and also the idea that it would have been easier to go to the moon instead of faking the moon landing because they would have to like pay to silence all these people that were involved in it because there were thousands of people involved in it. I don't believe that. I believe it would have been much harder going to the moon instead than I'm faking it. Much harder because like I'm also the Earth is always constantly spinning, and we're all itself and around the moon, and it's spinning constantly around the sun too, and the moon itself is also spinning as well. And like, how are you able to shoot a rocket accurately towards the moon? Yeah, if it's constantly spinning at an extreme rate level, so how are you getting to the moon accurately, perfectly, especially with technology back then, which is nothing compared to technology today. I don't know. Like, I believe it's fake. I believe it is fake, but yeah, like like the moon landing. A lot of flat earthers believe that the moon landing was fake. I believe the moon landing is fake, but even I know that flat Earth, that is the biggest bunch of bull crap I've ever heard. It's the most stupid thing of them all. Has not been anything more stupid than flat Earth. Yeah, and I know some people who are flat earthers, and I'm like, oh my god, you guys are, you guys, oh god, I'm not gonna say that on live here, right here. It's incredibly stupid, but yeah, like I think that this is the end of the episode right here. Like and also I might be doing more episodes this week too, more than just this one. Like I might be doing one tomorrow. But this episode will release on Monday. I'm recording it on Saturday, and like tomorrow Sunday, I might be recording another episode. I don't know 100%, but I'm leaning towards that. I'm gonna have a fun time with that. But yeah, and also might be doing a third episode this week recorded on Monday. Like this episode will release on Monday. The episode, if I do it tomorrow, it'll release on Tuesday. And the episode, if I do it on that record on Monday, it'll be released on Wednesday. So, yeah. All right, guys. I'm Ray from the Ray Infinity Show. Oh, I keep always forgetting this every single episode. Every episode, I keep forgetting to say this. Remember, subscribe to this channel because and also share this to beat the YouTube algorithm. Also, wait 1 second. I'm gonna fix that right there. All right. Yeah, sorry about that. Subscribe to this channel. Turn on notifications and share this video so we can get more views because we need to beat the YouTube algorithm. Because a lot of channels out there are being shadow banned. We cannot stand for that. We need to fix this, and we need to beat YouTube and Google at their own game. We have to. Also, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Gab, follow me on CloutHub, and I'm not on Truth Social yet. I'm waiting for the Android version to come out. Is there any other things to follow me on? Subscribe to me on BitChute and subscribe to me on Rumble. Follow me on Spotify. Follow me on Apple Podcast and follow me on Google Podcast because I'm gonna have a lot more content coming in the future. I'm gonna be doing a lot more of this podcast. I love doing it. I've had so much fun doing it. That episode, the last episode I did with Adam, he coming on the podcast was my favorite episode I've done. And I will eventually have him back on. I don't know when I'll have him back on, but I will, and we're gonna have a lot more fun doing it. And I just love doing this podcast. It gives me something to do in my spare time, and I'm gonna start actually committing more of my personal time to this podcast because I just love doing it. All right, guys, I'm Ray, aka Mr. Ray Infinity. I am the host of the Ray Infinity Show, the Ray Infinity Show podcast. Catch you guys next time. Have a nice day. Have a nice night. Stay safe out there in the world, and peace.